Are you struggling to find consistent form with your team? Maybe you've tried every set of tactics, players, and team talks available, but can't get the results you're looking for. If that sounds like you, then don't worry, as today I'm going to be giving you my top 3 simple, marginal gains for your next Football Manager career. If you like the sound of that, then please do add a thumbs up to the video, subscribe for daily FM content, and check out all the other playlists on the channel. But most importantly, stick around as I take you through my top 3 tips to help you become a better manager. Number 3 is personalities over ability. This is a really important one and something that regularly gets overlooked in Football Manager. When the going gets tough on the pitch, your team is only as good as its characteristics. We all know how important dynamics and morale are in Football Manager, so why would you do anything to cause harm in this area? I don't know the answer to that one, but so many people do it. So if you have a team of unprofessional players lacking in motivation and determination, I'm afraid you're rarely going to see any other outcome than a defeat when you fall behind in a match. So how do we solve it? Well, why not do something to help your team's cohesion and unity? Make sure you have team leaders or experienced pros with positive personalities. This will help you in turn develop your social groups, integrate new players, and get the most out of mentoring. I've already done a full guide to mentoring and social groups, which you can find up in the eye above, so I won't go on about this too much for now. But needless to say, this can have a significant impact on your long-term consistency and your ability to battle adversity on the pitch. So get that guide open in a new tab for now, and then come and join me for number 2. For number 2, let's move on to an area that absolutely infuriates me in Football Manager, and that is consistent tactical plans. So often, and I'm sure you've heard it before, the first thing people say if you're struggling for results is, it must be a tactic. So what do? You search high and low, you try several different tactics until your players reach the point of mental breakdown. Let me ask you a serious question though. Do you really expect your results and consistency to improve if your coaches are trying to implement a new tactic every week and your players are trying to work to a new game plan constantly? Sure, you might occasionally strike lucky, but how often do you expect that to happen? And more importantly, how long is it really going to last? Is it a model for success? If you have a solid tactic and base, stick to it. Of course, it'll take a long time for full cohesion and understanding to develop, particularly if, like many of us, you're managing one of those teams that aren't full-time or have a very high turnover of players. It's the most difficult thing to do and the most difficult instruction to follow, but be patient. And if you must tinker, make small tactical tweaks and only do them individually. The reason I say this? Well, let me ask you another serious question. If you make 10 changes to your tactical game plan at once, how do you assess which ones are working and which ones aren't? It's a good question, isn't it? As you probably know, you have up to 3 tactics you can set up to be regularly trained and prepared in FM. Give them time, trust your thought process, and if you're not seeing long-term development, it might be time to consider my number 1 tip. As the tip taking top spot is to focus on your staffing team. Now, I must talk about this in every long-term save, stream series or guide I've ever done relating to Football Manager. It is so important, yet neglected by so many FM players. You spend so long scouring the world for the best wonder kids, best free agents, best bargains to develop at your club, only to leave them to be trained by the useless numpty of a coach that inexplicably still has a job. Why even bother going to the effort? If you want better players, better game plans, and better results, then guess what? You need good coaches to implement those ideas and training plans for you. Without them, all of your hard work in player recruitment will be wasted just due to your lack of devotion in recruiting staff. I've shouted this one for so many years. Staff recruitment is the most important thing in the game, especially if you aren't an elite club with elite state-of-the-art training facilities. Marginal gains, as we know, mean everything in football. Scoring those extra 5 goals from set pieces over a season, retraining a player to that new position just that few weeks quicker, and getting your team familiar with your tactical plans that little bit more effectively. It all adds up, doesn't it? So next time you're thinking about trying to find the best young player in the world, then why not look for the best possible coach first? So those are my top 3 tips to help you become a better manager and eradicate that inconsistent form. Do you agree with my choices? And be honest now, How many of the 3 do you currently get lazy on, or even worse, completely ignore? If you have any other top tips, I'd love to hear them down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please do add a thumbs up and subscribe for a new episode of Top 3 every Sunday evening. There's also daily FM22 content, so turn that notification bell on and stay up to date with everything. You can find all the key links in the eye above and down in the description below. There's also my guide to mentoring groups, which we mentioned earlier, next to my head now. So give it a try, and I'll see you here again soon for another episode of Top 3. Thanks for watching.